eat good food, and, you know, subscribe to my channel. Welcome back to the Silly Kitchen. You may have noticed I am wearing an Ontario beef apron today because my friends over at Ontario Beef sent this over to me, and since I am doing a beef recipe today, shout out to all of my wonderful Ontario beef farmers. Mwah! I support you and I love everything you guys do. Today we are going to make a beef udon dish, bowl, whatever you want to call it. I have been obsessed with udon noodles since I first discovered them. They are these really cool little, not little, thick noodles that are typically used in Asian cuisine. So we're gonna do an Asian inspired dish. Let's go through some of the ingredients. Obviously we need those noodles. You can find them in usually like backpacks in your international kind of area of your grocery store. We also need some baby bok choy, just washed and trimmed on the bottom. And I've also cut them into halves just so they're a little bit smaller. Soy sauce, some sweet chili Thai sauce, ground beef, and pure sesame oil. The other two things that I have here is your green onion and some lemongrass. If you can't get your hands on lemongrass, you can do this dish omitting it. However, this does add a really nice flavor. So if you can get your hands on it, go ahead. Okay, let's get started. I've got most of my stuff laid out and prepped, but the one thing I did want to show you is with the green onion, when you take off the ends and the peel there, we're gonna use the bottom part, the part that's a little more dense and thicker, in the beginning part of the recipe and just thinly sliced. I want the rest of the onion sliced up as well, but separate the bottom from the top because we're gonna use the whole thing, but in two different ways. So let's get that done. All the way down to the green part. This is a huge green onion, holy. Don't cut your fingers off and leave the ends over there. Okay, let's talk lemongrass. So it's a bit of a tougher thingy-mabobber? I don't know what it is, lemongrass. So I always peel one layer off, just in case it's kind of dry and not doing its thing. And I cut the end off because I can see it's definitely dry. And I'm gonna keep the root here, just in case I don't use the whole amount. And same kind of chop that you did on your onion, you're gonna do on your lemongrass. So just little thin cuts. Pretty easy, right? Oh, you will notice the aroma when you slice the lemongrass come through because all the oils come out. Ooh, if you can get your hands on it, like I said, use it in this recipe. It is such a nice flavor. Okay. I think that is all the information I need to give you, and we need to head over to the stovetop. We need to boil some water for the udon noodles, and then we're gonna brown our ground beef and season it with these items. First step is to brown our ground beef. You're likely not gonna need to oil your pan if you have a non-stick pan because the fat from your ground beef should give you enough moisture. Once your beef has mostly browned, you can see maybe there's just a little bit of pink left. This is when we're gonna now add in the bottoms of the green onion as well as the lemongrass. So go ahead and add that in. I like to add it right to the middle of the pan just because, I don't know, that's the way I like to do it. And then just give it a good stirring and mix it all together. Our next step in seasoning is a little bit of soy sauce. Get that all into your beef as well. I like to mix every time I add a new ingredient. So give that a nice little mix. Perfect. And remember that sweet chili Thai sauce? Let's add that as well. If you've got lots of beef going in your pan, do not be shy with the Thai sauce. Turn your beef down at this point and just let it sit on a little bit of a simmer while you bring a pot of water to a boil. That's how we're gonna cook our udon noodles. Once your water is boiling, your udon noodles go in. Udon noodles, when they come like this, only need about 3 minutes in the boiling water. Let them separate real quick in the water, and then 3 minutes covered up. But I'm gonna show you a little trick here. I want to cook my bok choy as well. So I'm gonna stick the bok choy on top for the same 3 minutes and cover it up to sort of steam in my little pot. 3 minutes have passed. We are now able to just take that bok choy out and transfer it to another plate. Just let it sit and do its thing and stay warm. And we are going to drain our noodles and put them back into the same pot. It's all right if a little bit of moisture stayed into your noodles there, because we are now going to season the noodles with our pure sesame oil. You do not need a lot of this, just a little drizzle. Make sure your noodles are off the heat. You're just keeping them warm until you're ready to serve them, and mixing them around to get all that sesame oil coated on each noodle. We are now ready to assemble our beef udon bowl dish. I'm so excited because it smells so amazing in here right now. I just want to eat it. So let's plate this. We're gonna start by putting our noodles in the bottom of the dish. Simple pour. Just like that. They're already coated beautifully with that sesame oil. Delicious. I'm salivating on top of this. We're going to add our bok choy pieces. You can put them any which way you want, but you know me, I want to make sure that this bowl looks as pretty as it tastes. So I'm just going to do like a cool little corner with all of my bok choy. So far, so good. Let's add our beef. Now I made a lot of beef, so this is probably gonna be for several servings. I might need to make some more noodles, but let's add our beef to the other side. Maybe a little bit more because I'm really hungry. And remember, we saved a little bit of those green onions. We need that to garnish the rest of the dish. That's it. This beef udon bowl is simple, easy, but so full of flavor. There's so many things you can do with udon noodles, but if you want to just start somewhere, I suggest this beauty little bowl of deliciousness. Thank you so much for watching another episode of The Silly Kitchen. Support your local farmers, eat good food, and, you know, subscribe to my channel. Cheers till next time.